So it's time to say hello to all the gold traders out there. Let's take a quick look at gold and see what has been happening in the gold market. A lot of gold traders enjoyed massive profit buying gold during the bullish market. However, I think things are changing a little bit. Let's take a look at the chart and see what has been happening. This is the chart of gold, right? In this video, I want to look at gold from technical perspective and also from fundamental perspective. Let's know what is really happening and what traders should do, especially if you are trading gold currently. Right, of course, you know it is crystal clear. Everybody out there enjoyed gold. Gold was actually bullish for a very long period of time. Let me start from 1 hour time frame. Right, I think for 1 hour time frame, I'll still go to daily time frame. Let me show you exactly what has been happening in gold. Now, this is of course 1 hour time frame, and we saw everybody out there knew the time that gold was actually buying. Gold was bullish. In fact, since January till now, gold has been buying. However, most forex traders, especially those that are trading gold, enjoy this bullish move. Look at how gold has been breaking structures to the upside, right up until here. Let me mark out this place so that you see exactly what happened. Now, gold has been bullish for some time, right? Very bullish until this thing happened here. This is what we call double top in the forex market. Of course, you saw how the market was actually bullish at a point. This double top happened, so the market double topped. So what is double top? Every forex trader out there, technical analyst, knows that double top occurs as a result of inability of buyers to continue pushing price up. So buyers have been in control for a long period of time, and then when they reach this price, this was the all-time high. The all-time high was around 4,377. I think that was the highest high that gold made in the history of the gold financial market. And then when it reached this all-time high, it actually pulled back temporarily, and then buyers tried to take control of the market to continue pushing it up, and then they were not able to continue, and that was what led to this double top. Right, double top can also be called M pattern, and once it's happened, it is a trend reversal chart pattern. Right, so since that double top occurred around that was Monday, October 20th. Right, if you check the chart, you know one thing about forex that I like is the fact that when you are analyzing the chart technically, you don't need to cram anything. All the information you need to do analysis are already there on the chart. If you look down here, you see that the day that this double top occurred, that was a 1 hour time, it was around Monday 20th October. And then after that double top, look at how the price started dropping. Now currently gold is actually trying to sell, and if you go to higher time frame, I think this is going to become crystal clear. You understand what I want to illustrate here in the daily time frame. This is daily time frame, right? After this all-time high, right, and this is the place where that double top occurred. Look at how gold actually sold. Observing this chart from daily time frame, this sell that occurred here could be a correction. However, there are other factors you need to consider. Right, so technically gold was actually bullish, and then in 1 hour time frame, you guys saw that double top that occurred, and after that you saw how the price of gold started rallying. A lot of traders who were not actually able to manage their trade and their profits. I had some people that lost all the profit they made during the bullish market when the market started coming down temporarily. Right, that is it from the technical perspective. However, from the fundamental perspective, you can see that gold is actually dropping. Why is gold dropping? Fundamentally, there are some reasons why gold is actually dropping, and this is Eselsa-FX, of course you know. I want to share with you guys the fundamental factors that have led to this temporary drop in gold. And everyone is panicking. Is gold going to continue dropping, or is this drop actually a retracement that will later turn into another impulsive move that will break the structure and create another all-time high? But look at what has been happening. This is the fundamental factors that have led to this temporary drop in gold price. First of all, I want to talk about interest rates. If you have been studying your fundamentals very well, I tell my students, see, technicals is not enough. If you want to be a complete forex trader, you have to know your technicals and also understand fundamentals a lot. But fundamentals controls what is actually happening in the chart. If you check, you see that there is this possibility that the Fed in US is actually going to cut interest rates. What is the relationship between this interest rate and the price of gold? When the interest rate is high, it means that dollar is actually high, and it's going to affect the price of gold. When dollar is strong, gold is going to start falling. I used to tell people, you see gold used to perform well during chaos. Let me say it again. Gold performs very well during chaos. During chaos, that is when gold buys. When Israel is hitting Gaza, when there is war everywhere, when US and China is quarreling. Those of you might not understand the reason. If you know the reason, you can drop it in the comment section. When there is a bomb all over the place and the economy is not stable, especially the US economy is not stable, you see that gold will continue rising. When China and US is not in good relationship, that is when gold will start rising. And these are some of the fundamental stuff that occurred that led to that all-time high we enjoyed in gold. But if you start looking at what is happening currently, you are going to see that there is expectation that interest rates will be increased. And this optimism surrounding US-China negotiation, if you be reading the news, you see that US and China is coming to agree on few things. This optimism surrounding the US-China negotiation is actually affecting the price of gold, and that is why gold has been dropping temporarily. Another factor here is the US dollar steadiness. Like I said, when there's high interest rate, it means that the US dollar is becoming stable, it is becoming steady, and it is becoming stronger. And when everything is stable and steady, gold doesn't actually perform well. There is always drop in the price of gold. This preliminary US-China consensus, including agreement on safe haven demand, is also one of the reasons why gold has been dropping temporarily. And as a result of these factors I mentioned here, it is actually accelerating the correction in gold price after the record highs. Like what I showed you guys in the chart, you saw how gold made its all-time high, and then after it made this all-time high, there is a little correction. I'm still one of those people saying that this particular bearish move we are seeing might just be a correction or a retracement. However, we don't know. It is what will happen in the next few weeks that will determine whether this bearish move we are seeing is actually a change of trend, a permanent change of trend, or just a mere correction or retracement. I haven't considered these factors. What are we actually expecting right now? Gold prices may remain under pressure if Fed is less dovish than expected. And if you have been reading a lot, you know that when Fed is taking a dovish stand, what it means is that there's going to be high interest rates. And when there's high interest rates, dollar is going to become stable. If Fed becomes less dovish, it means that they are taking a hawkish stand. And when they take a hawkish stand, it is not going to be good for gold. Since US dollar is now strong, people are going to be pulling off their money from gold, and gold is actually going to be dropping. And if US-China relationship stabilizes, the price of gold will drop drastically, and that is actually what is happening. If you watch, you see how US and China is having this. Donald Trump also said it, that they are coming to terms, they are coming to agreement. That is the first time I'm seeing US and China agreeing in one thing or the other. I'm not really happy about that. Let US and China continue quarreling, because that is when we are going to be enjoying that movement in gold, if that is actually what you want. But of course, as technical analysts, if the price of gold is going up, we need to start buying. And when we find out that the direction of gold has changed and the sentiment has changed, we just keep on selling gold. You can make money from either ways. Important information you should take note of is that a higher interest rate and a stronger US dollar will lead to a rapid fall in price of gold. Right? So that is why I said that gold doesn't actually perform well when everything is stable. I ask you guys to drop it in the comment section if you know. Part of the reason is because when there is chaos in the economy, people want to store and save their money in gold in order to hedge against inflation. That's why the reason why gold do well during chaos. However, when everything is stable, US dollar is very strong, interest rate is very high, everything is good. That means that people start losing interest in gold, and the price of gold will start dropping. With this information at your fingertips, you should be able to observe the chart and then know when the price of gold has started changing, right, so that you'll be able to stay on the right side of the market. Currently, I'm still observing what is really happening, because from daily time frame, I'll still say it again, this particular downward movement is a heavy correction in daily time frame. And all things being equal, you know who the president of US is, so he can start anything at any time, and once anything changes, you see the price of gold actually skyrocketing again. Donald Trump is the president of chaos, and once chaos starts, you know what will happen to the price of gold. We keep on banging money, buying gold. But if the reverse becomes the case, if there is stability, the interest rate is high and dollar is becoming strong, what it means is that gold will continue to become bearish and will keep on selling gold. If you learn something new from this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that follow button, and wait for the next update.